Welcome back to the Nicole Chenard Show, where fad diets are myth busted, confidence is king, and the ads your phone shows you for your private healthcare problems has taken the place of your real life relationship issues as the status symbol of choice. I'd like to take advantage of my own platform and voice today to tell you a little bit more about the woman behind the mic. I want to tell you about what you probably didn't know at all about me, and I can't fit it into one episode, so I'm going to sprinkle it in here and there, but I'm not just a sports dietitian who loves a challenging caseload of patients and talking about food and cooking and nutrition all day. There's a lot more to me than that, and I want you to know that. But right now, I can tell you, first of all, I'm someone who has not always had resources. In fact, quite the opposite. But I've always been resourceful. I learned that from my mother. So I want to tell you a little bit more about my mother. Speaking of my mother, Martha, shout out. She listens. I was born at Newton Wellesley Hospital, which is at about mile 17 of the Boston Marathon. So obviously, there's a connection there, right? So it's right before the beginning of Heartbreak Hill, which is the hardest part of the marathon for most people because it's all uphill. And I feel like my life has been all uphill most of the time. And most people wouldn't assume that by looking at me, or by what other people tell them about me, but I've had a lot of challenges and a lot of setbacks, and I'm just gonna give you a few sprinkles here and there so that you can learn what not to do and you can benefit from what I've learned in the process. Why not? That's why you're here, right? Okay. So back to my mother, Martha. She'd been offered, she had been offended, I think. She'll probably say otherwise, but you're listening to me right now. So she had been offended when the clinicians had called her a geriatric mother at the age of 37 when she was pregnant with me. I have two older sisters who she was much younger when she was pregnant with them, but she was considered geriatric, I'm doing air quotes, when she was pregnant with me at age 37. So had she gone along with the due date her doctor told her, that I would have been born on December 5th, she would have been 38 years old. And she was like, no, I'm going to be 37 when I have this baby. Her birthday is November 26th. Which fell on Thanksgiving, the year I was born. So, and I used to think of this so differently until today, which is Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, and I'm 36. My birth was a majorly impactful example of how my mother took her power back when she was most vulnerable. Which is, wow. Like, just think about that for a sec. She chose to have a cesarean section on Wednesday, November 25th, so that she could say that she had me the last day she was 37. Think about that. She took her power back that day, or planned. That plan was, her taking her power back at her most vulnerable. I mean, getting cut open to have a baby break out of you is pretty vulnerable if you think about that. And it's pretty powerful. And it was the third time she did it. And she had had C-sections before. So, it was, at the time they advised for it anyway. I don't think they do that anymore because there's more risks associated with a C-section during the birth and after for both mother and child. I'm not an expert on that, but I've read about it since I am a full-blown C-section baby. But anyway, she also knew that the next day after my planned birth was her birthday and Thanksgiving, and that she would surely be gifted with not only her new amazing baby, but cake and ice cream and turkey dinner. She was like, I'm going to do this, workout, pop a baby out, and it's going to be my birthday too, and Thanksgiving, I'm going to get rewarded. Now, that's not what she ended up getting, but that is a story for another day. She did get me, however, and she might even get mad that I'm talking about her in this episode, but it's actually me giving her more of her power back and taking my own. And I know it's June and I'm talking about Thanksgiving, but I'm also thinking about my voice and how powerful it is, and how people come up to me at weddings and sporting events and the most random places, seriously, and they tell me how this podcast has affected them positively. And the reason why I've had such a break from recording episodes is there's been a lot of people in my life who I know and I don't know who have tried to prevent me from speaking and being public and doing this podcast. And that's nice of them to to consider their own needs only. But it's important for people to know the truth, to be able to access the truth about health and what's going on in the world for free and wherever they are in the world. So I want to thank you for listening. That's not my last story. That's just the beginning of me. There's more to come. I'm not even going to edit this episode. I think it's just perfect the way it is. And I also have to hop on a call in a few minutes, so I don't have time to edit it. But if you like what you heard and you do support me and you want more episodes like this, and like the other episodes, like the interviews and whatnot, please do me the favor of supporting me with a follow, a share, a review. There's so much more to come, and it does take time and money for me to be able to produce these episodes. And I want to give you so much more. So yeah, if, a review, anything like that, share it, like it, listen again, listen a third time, third time's a charm, anything you can do to allow me to make more, and be resourceful for you. This is an excellent resource, podcasting just in general. It's such a great resource. I'm so glad it exists. I'm so grateful for it, and I'm so grateful for the people who have come up to me, you know who you are, who I never thought would be listening to this podcast, but were, and they told me it changed their lives in a very positive way, because they're thinking of their lives differently. They're not judging themselves. They're thinking about their environment. They're thinking about the people around them who maybe have been interfering with their weight loss and their healthy habits, and they're not drinking alcohol anymore, or they're exercising more. And sometimes people get in the way of that, and sometimes they do it on purpose, because they don't like you being happy. That's a big thing that's come up in a lot of my sessions, not just recently, but over time. But yeah, I'm going to stop now because I'm getting out of breath. I'm getting jazzed up. I really look forward to giving you more me and the story behind me, and have a happy, healthy day.